Hey everyone, welcome back to another speculation video. The 5.3 Archon Quest was absolutely packed with twists, and I have to say, it was an amazing experience that exceeded all my expectations. Honestly, I was shocked because majority of the things that happened matched predictions I made earlier, though I never thought I'd actually get them all right. Plus, we finally got an ancient name for the Traveler, and it fits them perfectly. One of the biggest highlights was finally learning how Capitano managed to defeat Ronova. His strategy was incredible and entirely unique. He used his immortality to create a paradox. It's like he needs to die, but cannot because of his immortality. That said, Ronova's appearance really added to the intensity. Her design is unsettling and mysterious, perfectly fitting the tone of the quest. If you've watched the story teaser, The Solitary Pursuit of Lightning, there's another fascinating detail. This might have been our first glimpse at another shade, likely Istaroth, the shade of wind and time. Remember, Istaroth was mentioned by AI back during the Inazuma Archon Quest, so this connection feels deliberate. Speaking of Capitano, while he technically didn't die in this quest, he's now in some sort of coma-like state. This leaves room for speculation. Could he return later? There's definitely a possibility, though if he does, I imagine he'll come back with a completely new model rather than his current one. Another surprising twist was Mavuika's decision to keep the Gnosis. I genuinely thought she might give it to the Fatui as a gesture of appreciation, but she flat out refused. Interestingly, she did mention that a replacement Harbinger would be arriving to claim it. Based on what we know so far, my two best guesses are Columbina or the Regrator. Columbina makes sense because she's one of the top 3 Harbingers, so her status aligns with a task this significant. On the other hand, the Regrator was mentioned in Sitlali's story quest, and that could be some subtle foreshadowing that he's the one coming. Either way, it's going to be fascinating to see how this plays out. Mavuika also made a thought-provoking comment about the heavenly principles, suggesting that their morality isn't just about right or wrong. This subtle hint could mean they're acting in a way that serves a greater purpose, even if it doesn't align with what we perceive as good. If true, this revelation could completely change how we view the 5 sinners, the Abyss sibling, and even the Tsaritsa. It's a perspective that makes the story even more layered and complex. Another major reveal involved the fragments in the fake sky. Mavuika called them Ancient Moon Remnants, and they're relics of secret source technology from the era of ancient dragons. These remnants could be tied to the battle between the 7 dragon sovereigns and the heavenly principles. She also mentioned that some Fatui members, subordinates of the Doctor, had sneaked into Natlan during this time. This ties into a bigger picture about the Doctor, who is based in Nod-Krai. Nod-Krai itself sounds like a fascinating location. It's in the southernmost part of Snezhnaya, and Libin described it as a harsh and hostile place with little regulation. Apparently, the people there can use a mysterious power that predates the 7 elements of Teyvat. This could be connected to the light and abyss powers we've seen before, like those used by Dainsleif and Skirk. Could this mysterious power be part of the Doctor's grand plan? Speaking of the Doctor, this might all tie into Project Stuzha, which was mentioned in Arlecchino's story quest. If this project involves burning Irminsul, the consequences for Teyvat could be catastrophic. Without the ley lines, the Abyss would likely consume the world, or maybe that's exactly what the Fatui want to accomplish. Either way, the Doctor's plans are clearly not something to take lightly. This raises an interesting question about the next Archon Quest. If the Doctor plays a major role, will we face him in Nod-Krai before returning to Natlan? Or will the Fatui come to Natlan to collect the Gnosis while we're still there, setting up a confrontation? Either way, there's no doubt that things are building up towards something huge, It's also worth noting that whenever an Archon gets their story quest Act 2, we usually get a new weekly boss. So, Mavuika's Act 2 might bring us a Fatui boss, which would be an exciting addition to the game. Looking ahead, there's also Skirk, who's rumored to release in the 5x updates. Her introduction could bring yet another new weekly boss and add even more depth to the story. It's an exciting time to be following the game's narrative. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget, when we hit 100 subscribers, I'll be giving away 2 Welcome Moons to 2 random winners. To enter, just subscribe to the channel and comment on any of my videos. I really appreciate your support, and I can't wait to bring you more content in the future. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one.